God bless everyone out there in Radio Land. This is Barry and Karen coming to you live from Embrace Marriage Ministries and coming to you with another Embrace Marriage Together with Barry and Karen. This is our marriage podcast for this week. And also, we're finishing up. Those are not our relatives. Find time to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, we're finishing up an series that we're doing on this week called Toxic Relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Toxic Relationships. So to be part 4, we're going to end off this. We started off with an article that we actually did, which was the 10. Actually, I'm going to get it right quick so I can read it in a moment. And so I can get the right title. The actual is 10 Habits of People in the Most Toxic Relationships. And last night we did a podcast on that. If you want to check it out, it'll be in the info right above our heads. You can check that out there. Watch that podcast, and we'll have a link for that. Also, the time we also in the description, we will probably have a link for the actual podcast. If not, in the same video that I've just mentioned, it's the one up there. We'll also have a link in the description for the article if you want to actually just read it. We're gonna actually read it. It's pretty short article. It's not like it's like a paragraph between each thing. So, but if you guys want something just to have, so you like we did, we copied it out, and that's what we went with.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello, wife.
Hello to you, husband.
And so we're here once again. Like I said, we thank God for everything that He's doing, and so we're just here once again just to be a blessing to you. Yeah, give me a little closer so I can hear myself. All right. And so now we're going to finish. Last night we went over 5, just kind of recap. We went on the first 5 of these habits. And I'm gonna kind of just read them out, just what we already had covered, and then we're gonna start with the 6th one. So number 1, we talked about with the habits were they're hypercritical of each other. Number 2, they have separate identity, don't have separate identities. 3, they have very few friends outside the relationship. 4, they put up walls. And 5, they have a me versus you mentality. So those are the 5 things that we actually covered on the last podcast. Not gonna really just go into in depth about them because, like I said, we already shared them. Like I said, you can check that video that I aforementioned, and you can see those particular ones. The ones we're gonna cover, we're gonna start from 6 through 10, and we're gonna finish it off with these habits. Habit number 6. All right. So, habit number 6 is say they both have anxiety about where they stand in the relationship. Now, I gotta give you a little taste of basic. You gotta give you a little background of what we actually we looked at this article. Yeah. And we was reading over it, and we was like, some of that stuff was kind of related, and some didn't, and and then we started seeing that all of it was related in some form or fashion. Because, not saying our relationship is toxic, it's just the fact that some areas in your life, some areas can breed toxicity. And so you don't want to be toxic in any of your relationships, whether it's marriage or friendships, whether it's co-workers or whatever. But you don't want to be toxic in any of those areas.
No, you don't.
And so what we end up looking at, there was certain, and since this one pertained to marriage, that was the thing. It pertained to marriage, and since it pertained to marriage, we kind of judged it based on our marriage. Since it's on the marriage, we know it's our good, it's our own. So. Well, this particular one, which is 6, is like I said, and thank you, baby. We they did the person, I guess they talked about, because each of them at the end actually they were quotes. These paragraphs of quotes by these different therapists and psychiatrists and whatnot. I guess Land, which is the person that's actually quoting this one, is a psychiatrist or whatever. They said people who have high degrees of attachment anxiety can be susceptible to toxic relationships. And we gotta look up we gotta look that one up. Attachment anxiety. I guess it's I guess we had to look it up. We'll look it up. Anxiety. Anxiously attached people may be preoccupied with whether their partner loves them or will leave them. This is a perfect breeding ground for arguments that arise over trust and jealousy. Ain't that something? The people who are anxious in relationships often stay in those unhealthy relationships and exacerbate their problems by being clingy and demanding.
Wow.
So basically it's saying is that this kind of, when a person has attachment anxiety, when they're scared of they're losing that attachment or they have a fear of losing it,
Yeah, like a fear of almost like a fear of loss, huh?
Yeah, well,
Or is it?
no,
No, it's something different.
no, that's something different. Fear of loss is just what it is. It's fear you're gonna lose what you have. We had to look up what we had to look up what it is. So we're gonna have to go to the dictionary and find out what attachment anxiety is. Let's see if I have a dictionary over here. If not, I got Wikipedia. Yeah, I do Wikipedia. Like I said, the thing is that when you have these different things happening, that's when you have to look at it. He said anxiously attached people may be preoccupied with their partner loves and leaving them, so they get into this cycle, this bad loop.
Yeah.
And actually, let's look at attachment. What attachment? What attachment anxiety is. So, like I say, it's the that's a new term to us. So we gonna have to figure out what it is. If it's, they might have a different name for it. Separation attachment disorder. That's what they call it.
Wow.
Well, according to this, if it's the same thing, because on the article they actually have a what's it, attachment disorder, maybe. That might not be it either. I think it's more that separation. So, let's try attachment anxiety disorder. That might be it. Separation attachment disorder. It says SAD. Actually, the term is SAD. SAD. Anxiety disorder in which an individual experiences excessive, and this is Wikipedia, by the way, excessive anxiety regarding separation from home or from people to whom the individual has a strong emotional attachment, i.e., a parent, caregiver, significant other, or sibling. It's most common in infants and small children, typically between the ages of 6 to 7 months to 3 years, although it may pathologically manifest itself in older children, adolescents, and adults. Separating anxiety is a natural part of the development process. Unlike SAD, indicated by excessive anxiety, normal separation anxiety indicates healthy advancement in the child's cognitive maturation and should not be considered a developing behavioral problem. So it's according to the APA, which is American Psychiatric Association, separating disorder. Anxiety disorder is an increased display of fear or distress when faced with situations of separation from the home or a specific attachment figure. Say the anxiety that is expressed is characterized by being atypical of a expected developmental level or age. The severity of the symptoms range from anticipatory uneasy to full-blown anxiety about separation.
Wow. Say
it may cause significant and negative effects within areas of social and emotional function, family life, and physical health of the disordered individual. said the duration of this problem must persist for at least 4 weeks and must present itself before a child is 18 years of age and diagnosed as sad and can now be diagnosed in adults with duration at least lasting 6 months in adults. Oh, well, that helps, I guess. But anyway, that that like I said, there is a there. I guess the article actually has a link because that's what it looks like. It's a link that takes you to what it is. But the whole point of the thing is that they have fear, anxiousness. They have a fear or anxiousness about where they stand in a relationship. And a lot of times people have this fear of whether or not they're going to leave them or stay. So a lot of times you get that fear and that anxiety that comes over you because of it. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much about as good as it's gonna get. Let's say number 7. They don't have each other's back. That's just 10 habits of these most toxic relationships. Number 7, they don't have each other's back.
Yeah.
According to Keenan, I think is the person that he had in another article. They said one reason people pair off is to make the life a little easier. It's great to have someone there for you when times are tough. Relationships are unwillingly tested in difficult times. Offering support in the right moment deepens a couple's bond. In toxic relationships, however, partners don't have each other's back. They don't step up to help at the right moment.
Wow.
This creates a marital culture of disappointment, loneliness, and eventually bitterness. Partners brace themselves against the pain of being let down again and again. Eventually, they withdraw and stop hoping. So, in that case, we didn't have that problem. I think actually, when we went through another situation other than what we were dealing with, we turned our attention to the person. Like, I think one particular time in the midst of all that, what we was going on, something happened on my job, and my wife, we had just had a big drag out argument. She left, went to go cool off, and I think she left right before I went to work. I work in the evening still. And it was just before we went to work, she had left, and I finally got myself ready, and I went to work. Well, I get to work, I get terminated the same day.
Yeah, Lord.
So I'm mad. I walks home after that. Walks home. I live several blocks away, so I was really upset. So I walks home. I barges out the door, and people ask me what's wrong, and I couldn't talk to them because I was, I ain't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So, I ended, I ended up leaving, and I got home, and I think I called you and something. I texted you and something, and called you and told you. I said I got
You text.
a text or something, and told you that I just got terminated. So anyway, as soon as I got home, soon she came home. I mean, quick, because she was not too far away. So she ended up coming home, and I'm sitting here and I'm just a hot mess, and she just, she hugged me, and let me know she wasn't going nowhere,
Yeah.
And so, because like I say, at that time, her heart went out to me, and and the Lord was really showing us that no matter how crazy our life gets with each other, and no matter how much we would argue or whatever, that love for each other would always show up. Because no matter I'd be upset with her, I'd still get up, and because I would iron a uniform, and I'll get us because she wouldn't have to iron, because she don't iron much. I iron.
Yeah.
So I do all the ironing. So if she need her uniforms ironed, I iron her uniforms, I iron mine, and whatever clothes we wear, I iron that.
Yeah.
So I got up, iron her clothes. I'll be mad, just ironing clothes, just mad. I wouldn't say anything. I just iron her clothes, and take her to work, Go pick her up. I didn't never stop doing that. I mean, one time I think I got mad enough, told her she could walk home. I ain't walking on in my car too. I say, that's, it's just kind of thing you can get with. So, told her don't slam my door like it's, All right,
yeah. We get upset. It's mine.
It's mine. Yeah.
Yeah. It turns to his car. It's my car. I said, okay, my computer, my games. Don't leave my games alone.
Leave my
TV. Leave my stuff.
Yeah, we ain't had nothing in common.
How we could personalize it, didn't take it personal, but no, it's ours, us.
Mm-hmm. But so that's when we knew that our relationship with Taka. When we read that. Because we was like, no, I say, because when you had our backs, especially when my mom passed, we was still dealing with it.
Yeah.
We weren't as bad as we were, because I think it was kind of easing off. We was getting better.
Yeah.
But we was still in.
Yeah.
We was still in that place. So we why is this person standing in front of our door? We got somebody standing in front of our door. So y'all excuse that person. I'm gonna talk over him. So anyway, the thing is, we ended up when my mom passed, we got one argument, I think, during the time when I was supposed to go see her.
Yeah.
And she realized that it wasn't time for it, and we ended up kind of selling it.
Yeah.
And so we had to Could you just hold on for a moment? We gonna be right back, okay?
Yeah.
There we go. Well, whatever y'all heard.
It's on the outside.
It's going outside.
Oh God.
We're gonna continue. Well, all this other stuff that you heard before that, I'm gonna edit out, so y'all ain't gonna hear that. So
thank God
anyway.
it's not live, huh? Thank God it's not live.
Yeah.
We'd have been in the world of trouble.
We sure would have. Sure would have been in trouble. Okay, 8. I can't. 8 kind of. It's kind of messed up. Okay. They don't. Where's my 8? Well, 8 deals with. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna just read it. If they don't have a topic for it, they it's just like cut. I think what happened. When I printed it, cut the title off it off. So number 8, I'm gonna just read the article because they don't have a title, and I'll probably get an idea out of it from that. Plenty of confidence, well-adjusted individuals find themselves in toxic relationships, but when a person is treated poorly, their self-esteem takes a hit, and they can find themselves in a relationship where they are willing to put up with more than they should. Having low self-esteem starts to make even one more vulnerable. You may recognize initially that you deserve more of a partner who is mean than a partner. You deserve more than a partner who is mean and overcritical. Well, I guess it's dealing with then this steam is set now.
Yeah.
It's all right there.
I was gonna find another part.
No, it's all right. So number 9, we're gonna keep moving on, and we're gonna get this because these people probably gonna start doing this because this Memorial Weekend, Happy Memorial Day. Where we live, they gonna start packing up, so we're gonna try to end this quick. So number 9, they try to control each other's actions.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is one that relates right here.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what Miss Keenan said. I think it was Lady Keenan. Quotes, he said, relationships in which your partners attempt to control the other are joyless and toxic. One of the rewards of adulthood is freedom to choose how one behaves. In a marriage, spouses need to be able to trust the good common sense of each other. When they don't have the confidence, and sometimes even when they do, spouses make great efforts to control the other's behavior. Instead of controlling each other, partners should learn how to influence each other and negotiate for what they want.
Wow.
Now, I think that was a big thing with us because we both, in our own way, tried to control each other's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
We did. We actually tried to. I tried to control hers and make her do what I want, and she tried to make me be what she wanted me to be.
Yeah.
And I think I basically I called it damage control.
Yeah, on my part.
Or her part.
Mm-hmm.
On mine, it was just a matter of just trying to get her to bend to my will, whatever the case might have been.
Yeah.
And I used a lot of emotion and manipulation, and I learned later on, and I even stonewalled one time. I didn't speak to her like for like 2-3 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then I found out I stopped doing that when I found out how unhealthy it was. It's physical. When you stonewall your person.
Mm-hmm.
The person that you're with, if you stonewalling, what stonewalling means that you just basically just shut down, don't say anything to them, you don't act like they don't exist, like they're not there. And I did that for like 2 days.
Yeah, and that normally be me.
Yeah.
That's normally what
Yeah.
I would do.
Yeah.
And for him to do it, it was like, that was like strange.
It was like strange because I'm always
want to
saying
talk. He always want
wanted
to talk. He always said, "You're not gonna talk. You don't want to talk about it. You want to talk." He normally would do that.
And I got to the point where
And normally, and it'd be me. I'm like, I don't have nothing to say. I don't want to talk to you. Just leave me alone. You know.
Yeah.
I'm done talking. I'm finished. Don't say nothing. I'll just come out and tell them, look, don't say nothing else to me.
You know? And so that didn't work out with me well because, like I said, I went and I did. I think I YouTubed it one time out during that time when I wasn't saying anything, and they said that it was unhealthy. It's an unhealthy thing for you to do that.
Yeah.
So if you're stonewalling, if you get to the point where you don't say anything, you just start stonewalling, don't do that because it's not healthy.
It's not.
It's not mentally or physically healthy. I found out. So when I found out it was going to affect me physically and mentally, I said no. I started talking. I told her she'll never again not hear my voice.
Yeah.
And she hasn't. I might not say nothing for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But days, no, she'll never not hear me for days. That's stupid. Don't do that because it's not helpful. Because you, in your own way, you're trying to hurt them.
Exactly.
But really, honestly, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, or you call yourself getting back or just paying them back.
Yeah.
So I had to stop doing that too, because like I said, we wasn't selling nothing. The only thing matters was just getting worse and worse. You know, we can't. How you gonna solve something if you don't want to talk?
That's right.
And if you don't want to get things out in the open, if you don't want to deal with it, and that was why it was getting out of hand. I don't want to deal with it. And attitudes start. So when you get like that, you start getting bad attitudes and dishonoring one another. You start disrespecting one another.
Yeah.
Now you can shut it down for a few minutes and collect yourself, calm down. But just outright just say, well, now I ain't, like I would tell him, look, just leave me alone. I won't talk.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't talk.
Yeah, she wouldn't say nothing.
I wouldn't.
But see, with her, and like I said, even then we didn't realize that it was actually affecting us.
And it was.
Physically. And so we stopped doing that. I mean, like I say, we might not say anything. If we get on, if we stop talking, basically we're trying to just calm down. But we don't just not talk to each other for days,
Yeah,
maybe for a few minutes or hours or so.
Yeah, until we can just collect ourselves and try to just say, well, hey, just think about what this person is trying to say.
Yeah.
Or what they trying to. So I try to reevaluate.
Yeah.
I try to just I say, well, let me stop and go back over everything that was said.
Yeah.
So I have to do that without the emotion.
Yeah.
Without being all emotional, the way he said it and the way he sounded. So I said, well, what was he really trying to tell me? What was he really trying to say?
Yeah.
So I have to, do it in a positive way.
Yes.
So we have to get all the craziness out of it.
That's right. Because once the adrenaline wears off, and once you get calm, then you can think clearly, and then you could be able to find out what's going on, what you could have done better in the situation. I think about that. What could I have said better? Was I the cause of this whole deal in the first place? Which a lot of times I would start off intentionally with I had good intentions, and it came out. By the time it came out horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so and then all of a sudden we arguing, and there it is. So,
Yeah.
but
And it was just it was like a misunderstanding.
yeah,
And like you had gave the example one time, how you put the word, I don't know how you did it, but you did it in one of the other podcasts.
yeah,
And how you can easily just miscommunicate, the person.
yeah,
Like say when your emotions start just getting there, start getting more emotional, just trying to prove your point instead of trying to attack the issue.
yeah,
We was attacking one another.
yeah,
And we was manipulating and controlling, I would get mad and if his voice would go up and this and that, and it seemed like he didn't want to listen to me, and it seemed like he didn't care or wouldn't show no type of concern the way I thought that he should, then I would go there. I'd be like, you know what, he'd be like, fine, or he'll get shot or whatever.
yeah.
I said, well, okay, you don't care, you don't show no concern. All right, wait a minute. I'm gonna snatch this out of here, and I'm gonna snatch that.
And that was
yeah.
and that was her way of control.
And
I
really,
told
that's
her
not
that.
what I wanted. I just wanted to just, know that,
Yeah.
hey, do you care? And why you talking to me in this tone? And why you,
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting what I wanted. Then he wasn't gonna get what he wanted, but which was the wrong way of going about it.
Yeah.
Because I was in my feelings, I was in my emotions, and so we had to learn how to not do that
Yeah.
and not say that, and to stop and think, well, what is he saying, and what is he trying to get across to me, and
Yeah.
and why I'm not allowing it to be so.
That's it. Because that was the biggest thing that we had to learn, is that we had to keep controlling each other's action. When I said that she was doing damage control, and she first heard me start saying that, was it's a naval term, which on a ship you have a damage control crew, which is actually people when the ship gets hit and is breached. Actually, what happens is you have people that will go up and shore up the walls or the bulkhead, they call it, of the walls of the ship, to make sure that it stays afloat.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what we do in our marriages. What we do is when it's sinking, we try to find ways to keep it floating. So we'll do damage control. We'll shore it up with some boards, or we'll put something up in there and try to make it float, so it'll keep floating. And even though it's sinking, we trying to keep it from sinking.
Right.
So we do everything to try to keep that. If the husband is the person who is, say for example, like if you say you want to know about it, our testimony, I'll put that video of testimony of marriage. When I got addicted to porn in the past, which I'm delivered now, so I had a problem. I got other stuff I got to deal with, but that right there is not the one. But when I was first happening, we didn't hit any training about our marriage and how to deal with issues. We was basically learned everything from prayer and just bad decisions and just learning from them.
Yeah. We did. We
didn't get any training about how to deal with that stuff when it come up.
Yeah, we had to learn from our mistakes.
So when because of the fact that a lot of it was happening in certain things, what she would do, and she would go in certain things, and she would, make sure this is not going, and this is not going, and this is not happening, and this is not happening. I mean, it was to the point where we had a TV, and that was it.
Yeah, I had this little,
And even that was in scrutiny. I mean,
everything, because I had trust issues during the time when he was looking at the porn, and I had all kind of emotional baggage because I was feeling less than. I felt like I couldn't trust him. I couldn't believe him because like it was a start and stop.
Yeah, it was back and forth for a while. I would relapse a lot.
Yeah. And I had just gotten to the point where I couldn't trust him anymore. So since I couldn't trust him, so I was searching and hunting and digging and looking. I mean, just digging and searching and looking and make sure that, okay, you're not doing, you wasn't doing this anymore. So I would look and hunt and dig and look, and if I did see, look like something or whatever, then I'd be like, what's this? What's that? Even if it would remind me, I would go there You know, like, okay, why is this, or what's this, or what's this and this, you know, just go there in that mode.
Yeah.
And a lot of it could have been, like I said, a lot of, like I said, because I did develop a lot of insecurities. I was, you know, feeling less than.
Yeah.
And you tend to be like, you have a whole lot of questions when things like that happen. So,
That's our Alexa.
yeah, she want to talk too.
Yeah, she want to talk.
She want to talk too. So, yeah, so you do have I went through a whole lot with that, but he had assured me that, you know, it's not going on anymore, or this, that, and the other, but I still had my doubts. So
Yeah.
that was a war within
Mm-hmm.
that I had to overcome.
Yeah. And my biggest thing, like I said, when we got out of the place where we tried to quit controlling each other's actions, I think that made it a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
We had to learn how to just give each other the freedom to complain. We learned that from
Yeah.
Jimmy Evans.
Yeah.
And we had to just learn how to deal with our situation together instead of doing it apart.
Right.
All right. Last but not least, and this is a good one too. They number 8, we couldn't find it. Number 9, they try to control these other actions. We relate to that. Number 10, they play the game. They played the blame game.
Oh boy.
Clark, which is also a person, I think is another doctor that spoke earlier, says conflicts that are always your partner's fault make fertile ground for feeling frustrated and stuck. When responsibility for difficulty isn't shared and your partner is always at fault, there's going to be resentment. Waiting for your partner to change and criticizing him for not doing it fast enough is a toxic place to be. Now
Yes,
that was
yeah.
where we were stuck.
We got stuck there.
Yeah, if you find that your partner is the problem more often than not, your relationship is headed for trouble. But he said waiting for your partner to change and criticizing him for not doing it fast enough is a toxic place to be.
It is, because a lot of times you would tell me you'd apologize.
Yeah.
But the way you would apologize, I'm like, no, you know, you'd be like, well, I said I'm sorry, you know. And I said I'm sorry. Well, I don't know what you want me to do. I said I'm sorry. You're going to either receive it or accept it or not. I mean, I'm like, no. And so, and I felt like, so I would go at him. So, and then he would be like, well, I'm tired of you always blaming and accusing me. Either it would be, you don't trust and believe me. And to me, I feel like, hey, that was just a cop-out. Yeah, to me, that was just a cop-out. It was an easy way out, you know, just to throw your weight around and just to
and actually I was just expressing was expressing how I was feeling.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And she at the time, she was so focused, and it does, you get self-centered when you like that.
Yeah.
You get so focused on you that what the other person is doing,
don't matter.
It don't matter.
It did not
because
matter.
it's his fault that we're here. You're the reason why we're here. You're the reason why I feel the way I feel.
Yeah.
You're the reason why this stuff is going on.
Yeah.
So, and I felt that's what it was. It was felt like I was to blame.
Yeah,
which,
and I felt like I had a reason to blame him. I felt like I had a legitimate reason to blame him. I'm like, I what I'm saying is the truth to you. It's this truth. I have every right to do this to you, and you need to take it. I'm dishing it out. You need to take it.
Yeah.
And that's how I was thinking, out of a hurt place, and not realizing that it was wrong, and it wasn't right. But he was telling me, well, I did not care.
Yeah.
I did not care. All I just want to do is get my point across, and I want you to stop this.
Yeah.
You know, when the behavior. But I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to stop fast, and because it wasn't, the process wasn't going fast enough for me, and things wasn't going fast like I wanted. I wanted it like wham bam, thank you ma'am, you know, like microwave. I wanted it now, stop now. Yeah. You know, I didn't want to go through no process. I don't know nothing. No. You need to quit it. You need to cut it out. You know, and that was my mindset.
Yeah. She wanted to stop, and I did mention that one time.
Yeah.
I said one of the times I told her, I said, I understand and say that you and they feel like it's not happening fast enough, and you
Yeah.
want it to happen fast, and it's
Yeah.
but there's certain things that just not gonna happen quick.
Mm-mm.
I say you just gonna have to be a little bit more patient with me
Yeah.
because
And
there are some things that are gonna take time.
yeah, because he
And-
would want me to. You would want me to trust you wanted me to
Yeah.
trust and believe you, and I was like, it's not gonna, and it wasn't happening fast enough for him either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust and believe him at the speed that he wanted also. So we
Yeah.
both wanted the same thing.
yeah,
He did want me to trust and to believe him and to have confidence in him, and I wanted it to stop. So it was like we was just clashing, you know, because we both wanted the same thing, and it wasn't happening fast enough.
yeah,
Because he got tired of me coming at him with it, and I got tired of him saying, "Look, you don't trust and believe me, or you don't, you always blaming and accusing me." And I got tired of hearing it. I'm like, I'm not blaming and accusing you. I just want to talk to you about this. I want to discuss this, and why this is not changing, and why this not changing, and why this not changing, and why this and that. So, and it was not happening like I thought, you know, because some things is a process.
yeah,
And I wouldn't think, look, we gonna skip this process, stop.
yeah,
That's how my mindset was. Stop.
yeah. That's,
Change now, you know.
and that's what you have to realize. You can't skip process.
Yeah.
Certain things you just got to
Yeah.
let it play its course and run its course. You got to
Yeah.
let it play out because
Yeah.
if you just try to, that's just like us trying to plant a seed and then dig it up after we done plant it and see if it's changing. And that's what we're doing. We're basically planting stuff, then we'll dig it up to see if it's actually growing.
Exactly.
And that's stopping process.
Yeah,
You're
just
basically
like-
killing the seed every time
and
you
that's
do
the
it.
truth. But just like trust, have to be once broken, it has to be built up.
Yeah.
And I felt like he wasn't allowing me the time that I needed to build up the trust.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like I was one while like I was being pressured into trusting him. Like, you know, well, you're not trusting me, you're not believing me. I'm like, you're not giving me time. You just need to be built up,
Yeah.
built up. And I feel like that wasn't happening. So we both he wanted me to trust him, and I felt like I wouldn't get enough time. And then he wanted me to stop blaming and accusing. I feel like, well, you ain't changing fast enough.
Yeah.
So that's where we was like at a standstill
Yeah.
with that. So we had to learn to be patient.
Yeah.
So now he is so patient with me. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I'll be like in shock sometimes how he's just patient, you know, with me. And
Mostly.
so, yeah.
Mostly, because sometimes I do kind of like.
But you are a whole But you are a whole lot better with, you know, from what I can observe.
Yeah.
And you have been very, very patient.
But I've been the kind of person that, like, even on my job, like I said, there's only maybe one occasion, like today, I lost patience with somebody, and the only thing that will cause me to lose patience with a person is when I'm trying to actually reach out, and you basically slap my hand away.
Yeah.
I'm just pretty much done
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm not finna go this round and round with you. This is how it's got there, and I work
Yeah.
as security, so. And that's the only thing about my job sometimes I hate is the fact that I have to actually
Yeah.
just kick folk off the property that you and they're not listening, and it's never in a case like that it's never a race thing because we have people of all races we kicked off that place. So because people just are people, sometimes they don't act right, and we have to regulate. So that's the only way you can do it. But I try to be as best as I can, as fair and as patient as I can with people, and most of the time I am. So it may be one or two cases where I have to just say, you know what, you kick rocks. But other than that, most they'll call me because I got a coworker. He'll you know, you say one wrong thing to him, he goes in a whole new world. Then I had to many a time, and so that actually happened to me, and somebody had to calm me down because a woman ran me hot. So I was like, you know what, I'm just done. She need to go. I don't care how she go. She just need to get away from me because she been here too long. I didn't want to have to hear this over and over and over. But the thing is, getting back to what we were saying, But like you said, yeah, compared to what I was in the past, because like I said, I learned now. I just have to let her express how she felt,
Yeah.
and it wasn't doing that because I was so busy on focusing on how she was treating me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I say, we get emotional, we get selfish, and that's how it was. She was thinking about her feelings, and I was thinking about mine, and we weren't bridging this.
Yeah.
We weren't coming to some kind of bridge on this because we weren't trying to find out, okay, why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? Why am I feeling the way I feel?
Yeah.
Why is this continuing? Is there some way we can stop it?
Yeah.
So
we had to stop by one thing was changing our perception, how we perceive one another.
yeah,
Especially when we're trying to bring something to each other. We can't go into that mindset of soon as, okay, like for example, if I want to bring something up.
yeah,
He can't go into that mind set or that thinking of
yeah.
here she go again,
Yeah.
blaming
A
and
few times
accusing
I started off like that.
and,
yeah.
and if you start off, before I can even get through the conversation, you already there in your
Yeah.
head that, okay, here she go again, blaming and accusing me again.
Yeah.
And she ain't trusting me. She finna blame me for this, and this ain't my fault. This, before I can even get through,
Yeah.
he already there.
Mm-hmm.
Cause in his mind, he was thinking that I'm finna blame and accuse you for something.
Yeah.
And then here we go.
Yeah.
So we had to learn that perception. We had to, of that, and so on my side, I had to feel like, well, he's blaming me for cause I had got to the point where I'm tired of him saying that
Mm-hmm.
that I'm blaming and accusing him.
Yeah.
So we was like this war going on.
Yeah.
So once we got to that point, well, hey, maybe she's not,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm not, So we had to get to the point where whatever we was thinking wrong and toxic about one another,
Yeah.
we had to get to the point where say, well, you know what, he's not,
Mm-hmm.
she's not. This is what they were saying. This is what they were saying. So you have to go back and kind of, just to get some understanding.
Yeah.
And that's where we was missing out at,
Yeah.
not understanding one another. So.
And that pretty much wraps up our podcast. Because
Yeah,
like
we
I
just
say,
wanted to give y'all some positive, how to
yeah,
not
and
be toxic and how to.
and that's what and that's why we did this. Like I say, these are 10 things that are habits of most toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
But if your relationship is pretty good, you won't. In all relationship, in some form or fashion, you'll have at least one or two of them. That does not mean your relationship is
It's
toxic.
toxic,
It
no.
that just means that if you got all 10,
Yeah.
then yeah, you might have a problem.
Yeah, we didn't
But
have all 10. We just
no.
noticed like a few, maybe about a few of them.
We had a few things that were
a few
there,
things, yeah. And then we had realized, well, okay.
but it was enough to say if we had remained in the way that we were thinking,
Yeah.
it would have been bad.
we would have continued. Yeah, we would have had a toxic marriage.
So, but now, like I said, you have to get rid of the poison. You have to you have to go opposite these things.
Yeah.
And you have to do everything you can to try to stay together. And if you need some help, find you some help. Don't try to do this by yourself. If you can't do it by yourself, but just make sure that whatever person or people that you get to help you are fair and they're unbiased. Don't get Uncle Willie down the street and Aunt Bessie and Momo and get them to counsel. Especially that woman ain't been married for years, and you talking about telling you how to treat your man and all this other stuff. And shy, if it were me, I wouldn't put up with it. That's not the kind of advice you need.
Because honey, I'd be done left long time ago.
Yeah, that kind of
stuff.
stuff.
I'd have left him long time ago. And
man, why don't you leave her, man? She ain't no good. You know she ain't no good. You should no good when you bad.
Yeah, don't go to people like that.
No, don't go to person.
But number one, they not married their own self.
Yeah.
And
you don't go to your cousin Joe he been with every woman but ain't married down one of them.
Yeah.
don't go to your thottish cousin that she ain't never been with a man, don't want to marry a man.
No, she going from man to man.
She going from man to man, and she ain't married none of them.
So
don't marry a person who has had 5 marriages and they ain't living with the one that
that's the wrong people to get advice from.
You don't want advice from people that's unsuccessful.
Yeah, unwise counseling. Don't be careful who you go to for counseling.
Yeah.
Or even for advice. Be careful, because I done seen this lady. Her daughter went to her for advice and counseling, and she told her daughter to leave her husband. And child, you better think about you. And because if you don't think about you, ain't nobody else gonna think about you. And she told her daughter that she need to leave and move.
And she did.
She never
left him.
But she never did give no advice about, well, won't y'all go to counseling?
Yeah.
And won't y'all get
why don't y'all talk to pastor such and such?
Oh, yeah, whoever they pastors were.
Yeah.
Won't y'all get counseling and see if y'all can work out y'all marriage, the problems and the issues? She didn't do that. She told her to leave.
Yeah.
Her husband.
Told her to leave.
And I was like, wow, so that's why you have to be careful about your, going to your best friends. And going to your co-workers and going to, people that's going to advise, especially when you want your marriage.
Yeah. When
you want your marriage and you want your marriage to work, and then here you get somebody telling you, well, you need to leave him. Well, I want my husband.
Yeah.
Your husband I want my wife. Why, so especially when you want it, you just having little issues here and there.
Yeah.
Little problems, little kinks that just need to be worked out.
Yeah.
They sitting up there telling you ought to leave them. Girl, child, I wouldn't put up with that. That been me. I've been gone a long time ago. No, they wouldn't.
No.
Not if they really would have wanted them and they really love them.
They would
you just, have little problems, little issues here and there. No. Mm-hmm. So don't go to people like that when you really want your marriage to work. Find Christian counseling or somebody can give you some wise counseling.
Yeah, at least, yeah. Well, like I say, those are wise words that you need to live by. And my wife, like I say, we both experienced that. So, like I say, but we can pray for you. We're praying for you that God can bless you to be able to get through whatever you get through and not allow you to be toxic. If you need prayer, you can go to this website at braceyourmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. You can go in and you can send us a message. It's coming. We have a contact page where you can contact us. You can send us your prayer request. We can pray for you. We can respond to your prayer request, let you know that we got it, and also what God will share with us, we will share with you. Yeah. Also, too, like I say, if you're looking at this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think. All criticism is good. If you're a troll, I even accept trolls, because right now we are not worried about it.
No.
So the thing is that what we want you to do is we want you to be able to get blessed by what we do, and then we're gonna give you quality content. Yeah. Like I say, if you see in this video and there's some stuff in this video that made no sense, I'm gonna edit that all out. So by the time you see this video, it's gonna be edited. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so
but like I said, what we want you to know that we're here for you and we're praying for you. Like I said, this is our we're finishing up this series. We're gonna start something on next week. We're gonna take a break onto this weekend, and it's gonna come back probably after Memorial Day. We're gonna come back on Tuesday and start again with a new series or something else. So we want you to enjoy your weekend. A lot of people are here, and so we know we're going to have a lot of activity in a minute. So we want you to enjoy your weekend. Be careful. Don't go out there and do nothing crazy. And so you can be able to come back and talk about your weekend.
Yeah.
And
we just want you to be encouraged.
Yeah.
And, we want to just share with you that we came through it.
Yeah.
And so can you. And God bless you, and you'll have a happy Memorial Day.
Amen.
See you next time.
God bless you. We'll see you.
Be encouraged.